welcome to today's live tarot reading. Happy Friday. For those that celebrate Christmas, I hope you're having a nice Christmas break. Hey to everyone in the live chat, thank you so much for being here. Thank you Karen and Janavi so much for moderating the chat. That's awesome. Janavi, thank you for that list. Thanks Karen for the reminder to everyone. How's everyone doing? I feel like I've been away for ages, but I haven't really. Just skipped a day for Christmas. But let's get started. Everyone take a deep breath. Center your energy. And be open to the messages that are meant for you today. So Jodie James, my dear, you are up first. Please post your question. And then we have Danny, who is second. Please post your question. For those interested, I'm using the Modern Witch Tarot deck today. Hey Kelsey, I'm glad you're doing good. I am also good as well. So to just go, there may be typing, but we have Jodie James, yeah, if you want to go ahead and post your question. Danny, you're second, so you can post yours as well. See if they're still here. Has anyone got any New Year plans? I will be very low-key, as always. I've stopped bothering going out on a New Year many years ago. Jodie and Danny might not be here, so we do have Lena, if you're here. Lena or Anne, if you're here. Thank you, Lena. So Lena asks, what are Victoria Manuel Gomez, Victor, can't read, give me a moment. So what are Victor's next actions towards me? If any action at all, no contact. Okay, awesome, Lena, thank you. Let's have a look. Whoa, okay. Cards are jumping about. It says, Spirit, please bring a message through for Lena. What are Victor's next actions towards Lena? Taking a while to want to come through. Eight of Pentacles, Lena. So a couple of messages here that I'm feeling. Their focus, I feel like at the moment for Victor, is that they are kind of consumed by work. The Eight of Pentacles is all about, is generally about career. It's about practical issues. You see this person who's kind of sat at a laptop and they're producing work and they're focused on their career. This is where their energy is. So with regards to actions towards any kind of love connection or romantic connection, I don't see that that's what's going on for them at the minute. They feel quite closed off in a way, Lena, to any kind of love connection. I don't know why as to such. It could just be that they're not for any bad reason in a way, but just that they are focused on making progress with work. Maybe they're in a particular sort of time crunch with a project. Work is being demanding. Even during this kind of Christmas period, this festive period, it's kind of like the vibes that they're burning the midnight oil, and this is where their focus is at, Lena. So it's not even, it, of course it is personal, it's always personal in a way, but this is an energy read on them, and that in regards to romantic connections, I don't see anyone else in the picture. I just see that they're not really open and energetically focused on romance and invested in a relationship at the moment, Lena. Obviously this can change, but this is where they're currently at now. Okay, so I hope that resonated, gave you some clarity. Thank you guys, awesome for the help in the chat here, really appreciate it, Karen and Janavi. So Danny asks, a Cancer male named Adam added me on Instagram, was wondering if he's interested in me romantically. I don't know if that's Danny a bit too removed with picking up this person's energy. I tend to, you know, obviously if it's a real life connection, if you want to revise. Sorry, Danny, I know you've had problems with the chat about posting question as well. If you want to revise your question, Danny, something more close to home about a kind of in real life connection as opposed to, or someone who you're having a conversation with. Hope that makes sense to everyone. It's for me, because I'm an energy reader, I need to be able to connect to your energy and the other person's energy. So if there isn't, if it's not much of a connection, or it's very removed, it's not really possible for me to be able to get a read on them, if that makes sense. Sure thing, Danny. So let's have a look at this Pisces. Currently talking to a Pisces. What are his current feelings about our situation? Sure thing. Have a look at this Pisces. Seven of Pentacles. I feel like we've had this card for you before. I don't know if it was for the same person, Danny. This Seven of Pentacles, so they are kind of plotting, planning, in a state of assessment about this connection. So I think seeing kind of the looking back almost about the conversations that you've had, thinking about their next move, weighing up their options. Because it's Pentacles as well, I do see that this has the energy surrounding it that they would like this to continue, yeah? That it feels genuine, it feels like that they would like it to evolve and develop into something more. But they're being quite cautious, they're not rushing in. Like I say, they're sort of, you see this person here, they've got their arms folded, they're sort of stepping back, taking a look, assessing the situation, kind of being quite strategic, and making this is what I feel like their main energy is, sort of being strategic about the next move. So they're quite cautious, they're quite thoughtful, they're I mean, you say that they're a Pisces, but they're actually, the energy that I get from them, they're kind of a bit more Pisces often can just go with the flow and be quite emotional. This is a Pisces that may have a lot of earth or air in their chart. This is someone who is kind of thinking this through. But they want a positive outcome with you, if that makes sense. This is why they're being so strategic, because this does matter to them. They would like it to evolve into something more long lasting. I hope that helps. Bear with me 1 minute, guys. So Anne and Karen, if you both want to post your questions, please, my dears. Thank you, Anne. So Anne asks, as an update regarding the proposal with Sanju, I took a reading last week where I was told I would gain clarity. I do remember that. It was the Ace of Swords, maybe. I did receive clarity that they have decided not to proceed with the proposal. Could you please provide insight into the reasons behind their decision? Absolutely, Anne. I'm sorry to hear about that. How do you feel about that? Are you disappointed, I imagine? You're welcome, Danny. You're welcome. Let's have a look at, and they didn't obviously provide any reasons. Was this from the family, Anne, that you found out through them? Let's have a look at why. So there is another offer coming through towards you. It's interesting that this is sort of overriding the question, Anne. But what I was hearing when I was shuffling cards was that there was someone else in the picture. I'm just going to ask for one more. But this Knight of Cups, you see, is a love offering. Very clear message with this card. Knight of Cups represents that. You see, someone, it doesn't matter about gender in this deck, or in any deck, yeah. Tell me more, Spirit. Tell me more. King of Cups. So there's definitely an offering coming your way. Couple of messages here. So one, this could be someone just entirely new. Okay, because this is the King of Cups who's coming through to you. Or, I'm just getting this as a second message, but take what resonates with this, Anne, okay? That they will come back around and change their opinion. But there's a very clear message that there is someone on this King of Cups is on its way to you. King of Cups, okay, character-wise, can be a water sign or can have this strong in their chart. So Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. I kind of feel Pisces vibes the most with this. Someone who is quite a reserved character, quite low-key. Someone who, you know, it takes a bit of time, bit of effort to get to know. But when you do, it's like a pleasant surprise. They're quite deep in their feelings and their thoughts. Can be quite sensitive in some way as well. So this is interesting. Anyway, very strong message that a love offer is on its way to you, and if this resonates, if you think this character aligns with them, it could be that they will come back around and this is not over. Or it can be someone entirely new. Tell you what resonates with your intuition there, Anne. And if this character resonates with the person sorry, I've forgotten his name, with the person who you've been dealing with, or if this feels like someone new. Interesting. Positive message ultimately. I know this is difficult, but there is a love offering coming through, definitely very clearly on its way to you, and in some form. So Karen, if you want to post your question, please, my dear. Just a general read, sure thing. Spirit, what can't speak, what does Karen need to hear right now, please, Spirit? I'm gonna keep shuffling. You're welcome, Anne. Keep us posted, yeah? Spirit, what does Karen need to hear right now, please? Karen, Major Arcana, the Hanged One, traditional deck, the Hanged Man. So this is the situation. So take what area, obviously this resonates with you in what area of your life, Karen. This can be current or it can be coming up in the near future. But the Hanged Man is when we're in a position where it's uncomfortable, okay? So you can see obviously this person being upside down is tied to this tree, and they're not able to move, that you are being held in this sort of tricky situation that feels uncomfortable. And I feel there's always this urge with the Hanged One that it's like wanting to, obviously when we're uncomfortable we want to kind of get out of that situation, but we're being held. And what we can do, like how we can reclaim our power in this situation, or the lesson that's been learned in this situation, is that we're learning how to gain a new perspective. So this can be about our view on a person or on a situation. There is still something that maybe isn't clear yet as to, like in the future you might look back on it and it will make sense. It's one of those situations about why you were held in this place at the minute. It doesn't make sense. It's not clear. But in hindsight it will make sense. And it's surrounding, like I mentioned, finding a new perspective on a person, on a situation, about yourself, learning something about yourself and making changes. And it's significant. It's a major arcana, so it can put you on a different life path. It could bring an ending to a relationship that no longer feels healthy, for example, or it could, you would learn something about yourself that you would want to go down a different path. It kind of is connected to your soul journey. It's a big lesson. So try to lean into that. You may have an understanding of what that insight, that new insight is, that new perspective is. There isn't any need or any option really for action or change. There's nothing to do. The work is and the answers you will find by looking inwards. And it's about divine timing, when you will be freed or when you will change from the situation. Try to look for the positive and the good and the lesson in this situation where you feel very stuck. You recently went through this, held in a place, you did cut ties with people. Okay. So maybe this is the repercussions still of that, Karen, about the lessons that you learn and the insight, if it resonates to that situation particularly, if you don't feel tied anywhere anymore. And then you can carry that insight forward, obviously, with you. I hope that resonated. Thank you, Janavi, for the list. So we have Baby Angel. Yeah, exactly, Karen. No need for action. There's always been, we're always so action driven, aren't we? But sometimes there's no need for it. I'm glad you were able to free yourself. Hey, Baby Angel, please post your question. And Aesthetic Delta, if you want to go for it as well. Thank you, Aesthetic. So I'll read for Aesthetic, who's posted your question. So I don't do timelines, Jamie. So with approximately how long ago did Janelle meet her new option? So I don't know if you want to revise your question. And I'm an energy reader, so I look at the energy, say, for you and this person, how are they feeling around this connection. I can look at what's coming. I do near future timelines, I guess, is the closest that I look to, 3 to 6 months in the future, what's coming towards you in a situation. Sure thing, Aesthetic. So I'll read for Baby Angel whilst Aesthetic revises their question. Baby Angel asks, I want to know if I will meet new interesting people in 2025. Friends, love interests, and etc. Have lost a few significant relationships in 23 and 24. Okay, Baby Angel, interesting. Let's see who's coming through, in 2025 in this area. I like that question, Baby Angel. So 2 of Wands. Okay, Baby Angel, this has a very expansive energy, okay? And it does make me feel like that those people you have lost as well, it's sort of touching on that, has a combined message with this. 2 of Wands is about you outgrowing, you may already know this, but this confirmation about you sort of outgrowing those people, because you have been maybe doing a lot of work on yourself, you've been pushing yourself, and you've been expanding your horizons, following your ambitions. Now this could be in a practical way, like career wise, or it could be just or if I can speak properly, personal growth, so tell you what resonates here. I kind of feel like it is about like your personal growth, but does tie in with maybe wanting to travel or ambitions in studies, careers, etc., pushing those boundaries of yourself. And I feel like, yes, you will align with people and make connections through this and through this path. And Spirit is coming through to encourage you to connect, to keep going down this line of intention and action, yeah? And what I would say is, Baby Angel, as well, that be kind of mindful of this when connecting with people, because as we expand personal growth, okay, it can be sometimes tricky to align with people who can meet us in that place, if that makes sense, baby angel. Because there's a lot of people out there who aren't doing the work and who can't meet us in that very kind of expanded, in a real way. So if it's possible to look for people, I don't know, you know, if you practice yoga or like meditation groups, etc., things like that, that you could find like-minded people to make connections. And if you find yourselves at times struggling to connect with people, like how maybe you did in the past, it's because of this journey that you're on, which Spirit applauds you for and wants you to encourage you down this path. But this is sort of part of this journey, as well as why we might lose people along the way, and why we might become a bit more picky and a bit more strategic about who we actually align ourselves, you know, who's actually bringing some to the table and not just going to be a drain for us, yeah? Because you're really evolving here. I get a very evolved energy here. So it's great what you're doing, but this kind of gives you insight into who you need to connect with and maybe why it might need to change from the past about how you connected with people and why people have fallen away. I hope that makes sense. I hope that resonates. I'm just catching up on the chat here. Thank you, Karen. Have a great day. Thank you so much for your help today. Really appreciate it. Thanks, Karen. Have a good day. You're welcome, baby angel. I'm glad that resonated for you. So, aesthetic, what can I look forward to in regards to career short term? So, are you sure that you're okay about you don't want to look at this connection aesthetic? Because I can look at their energy towards you, but if you'd prefer to look at career, I don't want you to feel like that you can't obviously ask around that energy. It just sometimes can be like a different approach. But we'll go with the career if that's what you're sure about. Okay, I'll go with the okay. I'm just going to have a look at the energy around this connection as it stands now. Spirit will bring forward to us, you know, what you need to hear, aesthetic. So let's just, I can leave it in their hands about what guidance for this connection, okay? Let's have a look at your dynamic. Ooh, okay. Sure thing. You know that there's blockages. Absolutely. World card, so it's a major arcana aesthetic, which does tell me that there is still like energy in this connection. Okay, so it is still, it doesn't feel done or dead. And the World card, though, is about old ways of connecting, or kind of maybe how you've been communicating, needs to close out. So there needs to be a shift, because the World is about new beginnings and new cycles. So a couple of messages here. Now, do you feel, the question is if you're still invested in this, okay? There needs to be maybe a revision about how to approach this, about how to connect with her. I feel like this is her energy. And she's not closed off to this. So I know you said she's got other options. And it is that she's got options, yeah? You're being one of them, which isn't like the nicest or the best position to be in. Weighing up options almost here, just with these two wands that she holds in her hands. And she's thinking, I believe, like thinking on, this could work out, or maybe I'll follow this, or so if you feel like she's blocked, you would invest more. And if you feel like you've presented and done everything that you can with regards to sort of changing this, in the sense that if you've made it very clear to her about how you feel, you know, if you've kind of laid it out on the table, if that makes sense, and there's still kind of a block, then there needs to be maybe something on her side that needs to close out first before you guys can have a new beginning. I'm going to pull one more card on this. Maybe if it's about allowing this connection with this Aries even to cycle out and to close off before you can have a new beginning. You've pulled all your energy back for now, sure, and just told her we can't reconnect. All right, and you've told her we can reconnect in the future. Okay. So it sounds like you've done the right steps to protect your energy, which is good. If she's blocked, like, you've obviously shown her that you care, it sounds like. But you've left it open to her. Tell me more just about this, Spirit. Yeah. So this is more like looking to the future. And the block is, so I don't know if this is this connection with the Aries, if this is a new connection or an old connection, or if it's ties to the past for her, past connections, okay, which is stopping you from being able to move forward. And this needs to, the World is basically about old energies closing out and needing to get closure from that, okay? Like I say, energetically, she doesn't feel totally close to this with you. So again, that there is possibility for this to change in the future, because I have got this Three of Wands, which is her when she's kind of had this closure, whatever it is that's blocking her, whatever it is that's sort of tying her to the past energies or the blockage, okay, whatever that might be, person, place or thing. The new chapter, the new possibility does await because of this Three of Wands, which is when she feels more free, standing alone as well at the edge here. So it's like she's free of connections, she's free of those ties, and she's able to actually look to the future and begin to plan for the future and embrace change. And actually is looking ahead. At the moment, I don't feel like she's looking to the future. She's kind of in the place that she's where she's at now, if that makes sense. It's like she's almost in the middle of a cycle, or a cycle that is near to closing out. She's not at this new beginning and this Three of Wands, this fresh start, looking to the future energy as yet. So you've done the right thing. You've just pulled your energy back and left the door open. But it's interesting that I see this energy where she will move into a place where she is looking to the future and looking for change and looking for a fresh start, and that could involve you this time round, yeah? So just allow her to tie up this loose end. There is a kind of a bit of a confusing energy here that I get from her as well. Not quite sure what to, she's not quite sure what she's doing or what she wants. And then in the future, once this closes out and the new beginning begins and she looks to the future, I feel like she'll feel more centered then and more open. I hope that resonated, Aesthetic. So Kelsey Wells, if you want to post your question, my love. Aesthetic says, I never close my heart to her, just let her think clearly. Yeah. Yeah, I do get like a kind of mixed up energy from her. She's in the middle of something at the minute, which is the block. Before you're able to move forward, or that she can be open to that, this cycle needs to close out. And then it's like she can breathe again and she can begin to look to the future, and there's actually space for this connection. Thank you, Janavi. So I'll have a look at yours now. Akshay unblocked you. Oh, wow. I can see his display picture now, but no contact from him yet. What's his intention behind unblocking? Just about 2 to 3 days when I tried to feel the energy between them. Interesting, Janavi. Interesting. I know when we looked at a timeline of when you would hear from him again was around January, wasn't it? Aesthetic, you say we need more maturity around the connection too. Yeah, there's a lot of on her part anyway, there was, like I say, that mixed energy. Keep us posted, Aesthetic, keep us posted. Janavi says, I felt cold at heart. Interesting. That heart is numb between them. Okay, when you were tuning into their energy. Don't know if this is just my mind playing tricks or I really felt it. It was fair Pisces season. Thanks, Janavi. So, what should I focus this question on? So, what is his intention behind the unblocking? Let's have a look. Well, I feel like this change is good, yeah. But let's have a look. Where's he at about it? Knight of Wands, action, movement, energy coming towards you, Janavi, with this. Which is quite self-explanatory, obviously making that move, but it's nice to get like a clear answer and a read behind that. You know, Knight of Wands is ruled by the element of fire. And obviously we see someone who is, I mean, they haven't charged in as yet, yeah, but it's like that, kicking up the dust, making moves, grasping the nettle, all that kind of energy of the Knight of Wands is getting to that place. Okay, I see his energetically. I'll have a look at their energy. Like you say, just touch on that coldness that you felt. See where that's coming from. But the reason behind it is kind of getting to that place where you actually start making moves. So maybe been thinking on something for a while, or through contemplation, sort of combination of contemplation. Yes, that's what I mean, Janavi. So preparing to contact you, coming back into your energy field. The Knight of Wands charges in, yeah. The Knight of Wands is someone who takes action, essentially, and that being taking action, you know, for towards you, to connection, to making moves. Where the energy has been stagnant or has been still, you know, blocked literally, and then this is kicking up the dust and making moves, preparing to take action, to communicate towards you, Janavi. Let's have a look at their connection. So Natasha, just look at the pinned comment if you'd like a free reading. Let's look at what's going on behind the scenes, Janavi, with their connection. What's kind of brought this Knight of Wands change, yeah? That would be interesting to know. Interesting, more wands. Ace of Wands. I think it's not going to tell me, because this is just more of that same energy. I think wanting a new beginning with an Ace of Wands, you know, wanting change, wanting a new start, yeah. This is what it's telling me, and it's connected. Ace of Wands, you know, is connected to, we must remember, like our dreams, our heart's desires, our passions, Janavi, okay? And it's like that this wand, this grasping, like, you know, I said before, sort of grasping the nettle. It's like wanting more, and you are connected, which we know from in the past, you are connected to heart's desires, passions, that kind of energy, not, you know, not from the head, but from the heart. Like, that's kind of where your connection is based. Janavi says, oh, spirits wants to give me a surprise instead. Lol, yeah. It's not letting us know, it's not giving us a peek into their connection. It's just, I think, driven from a place of, I feel like, for Akshay, of wanting change and wanting just simply as well, like just wanting to reconnect. If that resonates for you, it's almost, it's quite almost simple. It's just feeling that desire and that want for change and that desire to reconnect with you, really. And that's just kind of the only reason that we need, isn't it, in some ways? Is that we finally get to that place where it's like you can't hold off any longer. The urge to want to connect is strong enough that you begin to make those moves. So watch this space, Janavi, watch this space. So I hope that resonated. Yes, it resonates, says Janavi. So I've just let my cat in then. Still, the story of how it unfolds is not clear. No. Try not to get too caught up in what comes next, Janavi, like as in the future. I mean, obviously, if you would want a deeper reading, you can obviously explore that in a longer reading, but on the other hand, maybe this is enough information. This is positive change in the right direction. This is giving us very clear answers to where he's at, wanting to move forward, wanting to connect with you again. And maybe that's okay to just know and need that now. So let's just see who's... I'm just going to catch up on the list, guys. Bear with me 1 second, guys. So it's our Peter, I see. Thank you, our Peter. And Nemo, if you're here, Nemo as well. You're welcome, Janavi. So our Peter asks, any messages the universe wants me to know about this person, Suotra? He's my crush, but we are in no contact. Sometimes I miss him. So were you in a... our Peter, were you in a... not in a relationship, but just kind of like a crush connection situation? Thank you, Anita. Suotra. Let's have a look at Peter. Yes, it's really appreciated, Janavi. Okay, thanks, our Peter. Let's see what their feelings are towards you. I think will be the most helpful. Oh, wow. Okay. They're dealing... what may have blocked this connection, our Peter, I think, is why this has come through. The Three of Swords is that they're dealing with some kind of heartbreak, heartache from another connection. So this is potentially where... what I feel like is that they were still and are still caught up in this, because it's quite the wound when we see the Three of Swords, okay? It's quite an intense betrayal, literally like a kind of a stab in the heart, yeah? It's tricky when we see this. So there's still some more healing to be done. And I think this is to give you why Spirit's brought this through for you, is to bring you clarity as to what was going on for them. So maybe they didn't express this to you or share this to you. I don't know if this information was hidden in some way. But this is what's going on for them behind the scenes, okay? So they could very much still be in the throes of this difficult romantic connection, or they're certainly carrying a wound with them that they haven't healed from yet, and they're not open to a relationship or a new connection. There's too much going on from the past that's happened. So this is, I'd say, if this can help bring you some clarity and information about the situation and what went down between you two, and why it was because something to do with this heartbreak, heartache was going on for them, and still is, I feel like, most likely. So I hope that resonates with you, offers you some clarity, offers you some peace. Our Peter says, yes, it's from his past relationship, so you're aware of it, sounds like, yeah? This is, yeah, still very much dominating his actions and his feelings, and he's just closed off to reconnecting, still into this last person, you know, still wanting to work it out, even if it is kind of toxic, that kind of vibe, yeah? So I hope that helped, our Peter. So that would be a separate question, our Peter, if I mean, I would say not now, actually, in the sense, because that's still going on. They're still working this out. They're still healing. I mean, further down the line for the future, who knows? But it's telling me that this is what's going on for them. Okay? So I don't see that's still the dominant energy, and the dominant is this healing needs to happen first. They need to disentangle themselves from this connection before they're open to anything new. Thank you, Janavi, for the list. So Nemo, if you're here, I don't think you are, because I think I've called your name. Hey, Eco7. So Jean, if you want to post your question, my dear, and Anita, go for it as well. Our general reading, Anita, thank you. Jean, are you still here? You're welcome, our Peter. So Jean asks, what do I need to know about JD's energy towards me, or in general, no contact, thank you. Just remind me, Jean, was this a past relationship or it was a past romantic connection? Am I right? But they're at no contact at the minute. Is this the Aquarius? There's a delay, yeah. Let's have a look at... Oh, am I going to take that? I will. Ten of Cups. Got Ten of Cups here. I mean, this is about you were representing some kind of emotional fulfillment for them still, Jean. Spirit, tell me what's the block? What's the no contact? Ooh. So you represent something, Jean, very positive to them. Like I say, Ten of Cups is very, I mean, it is about a strong connection and a... Can you see how we've got like a family here, which, you know, obviously this is like a traditional image of commitment, of the family unit, etc. But really what it tells me is that it talks about commitment, you know, settling down, building a life, emotional fulfillment. So this is very much part of this connection and what how they feel towards you, which is interesting because it's the very powerful message, powerful card. But then we have, so what's the block? Yeah, what's the no contact about? Why hasn't this moved forward? We've got this Eight of Swords energy that shows me that they're, you know, very bound by something. Negative thinking, anxieties. This is Eight of Swords always talks about this self-imposed prison that they kind of put themselves in. So do we know, Jean, what this is about for this Aquarius, this Eight of Swords? It's like their own, it can be that they are emotionally closed off, like they're emotionally unavailable through their own fear. Okay, that there are people, a lot of people out there that just can't really have like a real connection, a real sort of stable, open, honest, deep connection. They like the idea of it, they like the feelings of it, the thought of it, but when it actually comes down to it and the risk that is involved in connecting with another human being, yeah, and being in a deep committed relationship is too scary for them. They have isolated or cut themselves off like way back in the past, you know. This is something that's evolved over time, but I feel like they've been stuck in this Eight of Swords energy. But does this resonate with you with regards to, you might not know where this, I mean, this generally can come from that people aren't prepared to take this risk because they've been hurt somewhere along the line, and it's that they're too fearful to try again, to open up again. So it's almost like that. I feel like that they hold you in high regard, but there is this element of it being somewhat of a fantasy, in that they would maybe even kid themselves about that they would sort of one day have this with you or get round to reconnecting with you. I mean, things can always change, yeah, but I still see him at the moment, Jean, so it can change, but I still see him being stuck in this fearful place. You do have an idea why, so it's some kind of, I don't know if this is between you two, if there is there broken trust directly between you two, or is this broken trust that's gone on in a past relationship? To me, this feels like an old wound, yeah, like something that's been going on for some time, a long time with this Eight of Swords, yeah. He's still stuck there, and what he needs to do really is, you know, you can't free him from this place. He does need to do that work himself, because really if he takes the blindfold off and he realizes that it's not as scary, it's not as scary as what he's built it up to be. Like with this card, is always a prison of their own making, yeah. Unfortunately, you can't do anything to free them from this fearful place. They may reach a point where they're able to take their blindfold off and step into more of a what's really going on, yeah, a place more based in reality. But until they do that, this idea of you and them will remain somewhat of a fantasy, an ideal that they think it's something that they will get to, and they hold you in high regards, and you represent a potential for a lifetime partner. But there's certainly some work to do on this to shift them out of this. Yeah. Jean says, that makes sense. I just want him to come towards me. 100%. But if this resonates with you, like say you've got some idea, so at least that you can see the situation clearly. That is painful for you, obviously. It's almost like so close but yet so far. Almost feels quite simple of what they need to do in order to free themselves, that if they could just take this blindfold off. Then there's this Ten of Cups that's there. But what would free them from this, I don't know, but it would be something that there was some inner work that they would, I imagine, that they would have to do. Take a risk, really. Hope that offered you some clarity, Jean. Thank you, Anita, general reading. Thank you, Janavi, for the updated list. Spirit, what does Anita need to hear right now? I think I'll just close the list now, just so I can get through everyone in time. Oh. Okay. You're welcome, Jean. I'm glad that provided clarity. Spirit, what does Anita need to hear right now, please? A message for Anita. What does Anita need to hear right now? Knight of Cups, some kind of offering on its way to you, Anita. Beautiful energy when we see this card. Can be connected, take what resonates with this, it can be connected to love and romance. This feels like someone who is energetically in your field already. So if you're in a connection, it can be even that someone is, you know, being very loving towards you, or maybe deepening the connection in some ways, making some kind of offering within an existing connection. If you're single, it can be, like I say, someone I feel like that you may be in communication with, and this is them making like a step forward to you. If love and romance isn't where your focus is at, or your interest, if you're not open to that, then this is something definitely that is connected. When we see the cups, it's about something that is connected to matters of the heart. So it's not so much about it. It has a kind of sensitive, magical, gentle quality to it, something very meaningful that you may have been waiting on. So take what resonates with that, okay, Anita. Something that you've been waiting to become, sort of go to the next level on, if that makes sense. It's something that's already started, yeah, because it's not an Ace of Cups. An Ace of Cups is that very first initial steps. The Knight of Cups is further down that line, which makes me say that it's something that's already started. So a project, let's say if love and romance isn't where it's at, a project that you've put your heart and soul into begins to make traction. Somehow you get feedback on this. Someone comes in to help you with it. Yeah. Or if love is at the forefront, then this is a deepening of a connect. You've been talking to someone, you go to that next level. Or if you're in a love relationship, someone expressing their love to you on, again, in a deeper way, somehow a deeper connection. But really beautiful energy. Whenever we see the Knight of Cups, it's just something to keep your heart open to embrace it when it does come. Drink from this cup that is being presented to you. So I hope that resonated, Anita. Divyansha, please post your question. And Eco7, if you would like to post your question as well. You're welcome, Anita. Thanks, Janavi, for the updated list. Hi, Shan. How are you doing, my love? I hope you're well. I've just closed the list, unfortunately. But I hope you're good. I've just, in order to read for everyone, fully and not to rush or anything like that. I've had to close the list. But hopefully I'll catch you next time, Shan. So Divyansha, I don't know if you're still here. We have Divyansha, Eco7. I'm good, thank you, Shan. It was nice to have a break, a holiday. How about, did you, you're welcome, Jean. Divyansha, thank you. What is coming towards me in love? Asked Divyansha. You're single. Okay, so change is on its way, Divyansha. 8 of Wands. This is like a fast moving energy. Someone coming towards you. Where if you felt some kind of slow moving energy, some stagnation, this is things kicking up a gear, very much so. Look at all these wands that are moving very fast. I always see this as it's like a wave, yeah, like a big wave that you need to catch and surf. It can be a little bit overwhelming even, but it's someone's energy coming in fast, furious, wanting to make this happen with you. I feel like are you in talks with anyone, Divyansha? Is there anyone sort of in the picture here? It just makes me think that it's a connection that, so this could be, it could be near future energies, but it feels like it could be maybe like there's been a bit of communication and then suddenly it kind of gets more serious, yeah? And things begin to move fast. So just be mindful when this does happen to stay centered, stay grounded when we see the 8 of Wands, because it can be very fast moving, can be a little bit overwhelming, yeah? It's what you desire, it's what you want. Wands is about passion, it's about our feelings. So this is someone who I think who feels passionately towards you. There could be a fire sign as well, just that I'm getting that they're very sort of driven and if they want something that they'll go for it, that kind of energy. So Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. I don't think this is past energy. I mean, unless you feel that strongly. I feel like this is someone new, yeah? It feels more, the energy feels fresh, Divyansha. I don't see this, it doesn't feel like someone from the past. I feel like this will be a good, fresh change for you, someone who feels very determined and focused on getting your attention, yeah, and making this connection happen. I hope that resonated. Yeah, very nice energy, Divyansha, nice energy. Okay, so Eco7. What kind of chances would I get next year from Divine? Just elaborate a little bit more on that question, Eco7. In what area? Are we talking career? If we just need to sort of fine tune Hey, Danny baby. Oh no. Are you off? Do you get some time off for the holidays, Danny? How's the job going? Tell us how the job's going, Danny. Career, please, says Eco7. Okay, so what kind of opportunities are coming your way in career? Let's have a look, Eco7. Let's see what's coming through for career, Eco7. Ooh, Major Arcana, Eco7. Now, the Emperor energy, this is very cool energy, Eco7. This is, so, tell you what resonates with this, okay? But it's about the Emperor is really the boss of the deck, okay? So it could be about, I feel like in whatever form this may come, I don't know if you are in the corporate world or if you're self-employed. I know that you're an artist. I don't know if that's just purely what you do. But the Emperor is like a boss energy, okay? So there's some kind of leveling up. There's some kind of leveling up that's going to happen in 2025. And this is where you're going to find yourself, I believe, in the position of the Emperor. Now, the Emperor is a leader, has a lot of responsibility as well. And it really is about, what it'll bring out in you is being very direct, okay? The Emperor is someone who likes to be in control, but is very good at leading a team. So it's the someone who people will look up to, some kind of mentor position, someone who they will look to you for answers, yeah? And like I say, it's a position of power, it's a position of responsibility. So this is what will be increasing for you in 2025, but there will be financial increase there as well. It's like the whole thing, it's like this kind of step up. I don't know if you manage a team in any aspect now, but that could be on the cards for you. But I really see you moving into your own personal power as well, part of this journey. So if you are self-employed as well, it could be about landing a really big gig, for example, something like that, where you really have a lot of, there can be sort of added pressure, added responsibility, all that kind of stuff, but the Emperor is very good, can handle this. So it brings a message as well that you can handle it. But I feel like through experiences and that are thrown your way and added responsibilities and maybe actually being given a position of power, that you will grow and evolve and lean into this, and look how comfortable this person is in this position of power as well. So I do see big things happening for you in the career, and you becoming the Emperor. Someone who's very knowledgeable, someone who, you know, has the answers, and that's why people go to them, because they are so knowledgeable, and that's why people respect them, because they've got the answers that they need, yeah, through the experience that they've been through. So I hope that resonated, Eco7. Really nice to see. So Kristen, what do I see coming in love? Do you want to know, so Kristen, just sort of clarify that, are you single, you're in a connection, do you want to know what's coming next in love? It's interesting that you say, what don't I see coming? Do you feel like something is being hidden from you? Did I miss you, Natasha? Sorry, yeah, just post your question. I've got the order wrong there. Okay, let's see what's coming next for Kristen. You feel stuck. Sure thing. Let's see what Spirit says. If you can give as much detail as possible, guys, with regards to your questions. So, Natasha, if you just want to tell me what's going on for you, what direction, you know, in a particular, if you're at a company now, etc., if you're between jobs. The more reading, the more info you can give me, guys. I know I say it every time, but the better reading that you'll receive, the more personalized reading that I can give you. It allows me to connect with your energy. So Kristen says, I feel like there's a guy that I like, but he's already in a relationship. So I just go and ruin that relationship. Do you want me to look at this guy? Or do you want me to look at someone else? It's entirely up to you, Kristen. No judgment here. But just be honest about what you really want to know. If it's to do with this connection or if it's someone new. But, you know, sometimes I think people are scared to ask what they really want to know. Because they're scared of being judged. And I want this to be a safe space where people don't feel judged by whatever's going on for you. And obviously if I... Sure, you don't want to ruin their relationship, absolutely. Just look at what's coming towards you, okay? It might bring their energy through, it might bring someone else's through. Let's see. The Hermit, Major Arcana. This is you feeling stuck. This is you feeling isolated, maybe, Kristen. When we see the Hermit card, okay, so it can be like an enforced sort of period of solitude. Can be chosen, can be forced upon us, you know, that we're just going through that period of life. Number one, just check in as well that if you're putting yourself out there enough, do you feel like you're putting yourself out there enough to cross paths with other people? It can be about, you know, I don't know if you wanted to do online dating. It's just some interest that I'm drawing because there's a laptop in this image. or about saying yes to social events in a way, just so that you're putting your energy out there. You know, you're raising your sail to catch the wind if you want a relationship. This connection with this person, which is complicated, might have pushed you into this hermit mode as well. So you kind of connected to them, you'd like, but you kind of don't, you feel like, you know, it can't go anywhere, yeah? And maybe it can't, but it's kind of cut you off from looking at other options and other people as well. So number one, if you work remotely, that can be, you know, I've done that before as well, and it's has many plus points, yeah, but it can be isolating. So number one, just make sure that you are putting yourself in act just on a practical level, okay, that you're not sinking into hermit mode, and that this period of solitude, there's a difference between sort of solitude and restful solitude, and the hermit on its positive side is like a period where we're gaining insight, when we're kind of either recovering from a situation, we're healing, or we're gaining insight about ourselves and about what we want. So it can be very valid. But then there's a point where the hermit can become isolation, yeah? And we need to sort of push against that. And how we push against that is, there's a couple of ways. Practically, you can just push, literally start putting yourself back out there again in ways like, say, if it was online dating, if it was saying yes to social events, whatever resonates with you about how to approach this. Or as well, if you believe in practice manifestation, then it can be as well about, if you didn't feel like you wanted to do those, or if you feel like you are, sorry, doing those practical aspects, then it can also be a mindset thing, okay? If you practice manifestations, about being open to receive, about bringing, what would it feel like to bring that love connection that you desire into existence, into your reality, yeah? So you could have a daily practice of doing that. That would certainly shift your energy, Kristen, of this stuck energy. Because I feel like there's something about your energy that has, maybe because of this past connection, that if you like someone but they're already in a connection, this could have been a bit of a catalyst of maybe how it's shut you down emotionally, sort of feel connected to them but knowing that it's not going to work out. So that leaves you in this, you know, where does this leave you in a way? So if you were to, I feel like you need to push against this hermit energy, basically, is what I'm getting. I feel like it's a temptation, and maybe just because of circumstances as well, with you working remotely, to sink into this. And then if you are able to do that, so push against that, then look, we've got this King of Wands coming towards you. So this is the person's energy. Tell you what resonates with who this is, okay? The King of Wands, ruled by the element of fire, can be a fire sign. So Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. This is someone who knows what they want and goes for it, okay? They're generally quite extrovert, direct in their communication, forthright, sometimes to the point of being a little bit abrupt, but they have such an enthusiasm for life that that really rubs off on those around you. So a bit like life and soul of the party. The enthusiasm inspires those around them. With it being a king as well, this is very promising, because this tells me that there is a maturity about them, that they know who they are, they know what they want. And this is, like I say, that kind of maturity is always nice to see when that's coming through with this King of Wands energy. Take what resonates if you feel like you know this person. Could even be this person that you feel connected to coming back and maybe that relationship ending and then coming forward, or this could be someone entirely new. But if you recognize those characteristics, you know, just trust your intuition on that one, or if it's someone new. But in the meantime, I really do feel like this message of, in order to get to this King of Wands, we need to push against in every way that we can against this Hermit energy, not sink into this isolation. I hope that resonated. So, Natasha, this is for you. Thanks for that additional information. Thanks, Janavi, for moderating. So, Natasha says, this is a career reading. Currently working, but looking for a new job opportunity due to not enough hours. Sure. You applied for Kids First, but haven't heard from them. Janavi clarifies, you want to know about energy around a new job possibility. And Natasha says, yes. Okay. So new job opportunities. Kristen says, thank you so much. I think it's someone new. Okay, awesome. So Natasha, let's see what new job opportunities are coming towards you. Or what advice from Spirit regarding this. Queen of Swords energy, okay? The Queen of Swords is like a very tough character, okay? She's very decisive. She's very, she's one of the more sort of ruthless cards in the deck. She kind of cuts ties with things that no longer serve her. She's committed to sort of her truth, and she's very direct in communication. So this is advice for you, I believe, going forward, to embody this kind of Queen of Swords energy. I'm going to ask the cards for a bit more confirmation, but if there's an area, okay, I don't know if it's to do with your existing work or your approach in sort of looking for new work, about even with that Kids First that you haven't heard back, is it worth sort of reaching back out for clarity and being very direct and being forthright in your communication? Tell you what resonates with this, but I feel like you need to lean into this more of almost taking control of the circumstances in your situation, and maybe how you do communicate with others as well. Like if you're being direct about what you want and being very clear about what you want, and that you are kind of ready for this, embodying this queen, so that you're presenting this image that you like, maybe in interviews and things like that, that you are bringing that the confidence of the queen, that you're being direct and you're being and that the clarity and the communication is there, okay? So you're kind of giving off the right vibes and giving off the right energy for the position that you deserve, Natasha, okay? For the position that you want. You need to embody that. This is what Spirit's saying. You need to embody this Queen of Swords energy to get to where you want to be. So work on that, table resonates with that, but if you can lean into that more, sort of don't waste your time on things that you know don't really align with you, and something about maybe in interviews and how you communicate with people, so you can present someone who is, you know, who's ready for this. Let's see what this next opportunity is though, the vibes of it, the energy of it. It's kind of a bit like making sure that it's going to work for you and not being in a position where it's just like that you would sort of take anything that comes next. It's about being a bit more picky and a bit more choosy. Really kind of looking at the details of the role as well, so you don't just go from one position that isn't working for you to another. It's like actually look at the details and kind of question the role and the interview as well, things like that, to find out that it's going to be a right fit, because you have got a lot to offer. And so don't be in a position of, yeah, just taking whatever next comes along. Tell me more about this Queen of Swords, Spirit, please, and this job opportunity. Next job opportunity. And there we go. And then we have that Six of Wands, which is victory and success. So that right role, that right position, what you're looking for is on its way to you. The energy that you need to embody and the path that you need to take is this Queen of Swords. You need to be, kind of step into this more in order to get to this Six of Wands. And I feel like it's somehow it's about being more in your own power and bringing a kind of toughness and being more direct. And then this will lead to the Six of Wands. This is victory, this is success, this is the role that you desire. So you will, it's very comforting that you will get there and get this acknowledgement part of this Six of Wands, as well as kind of being seen and valued and acknowledged by the right company, the right place, being where you're, essentially being where you're meant to be. This will give you a real boost. There's a lot of joy and happiness in this card because it's where you want to get. But in order to get there, this is about getting very clear, getting very focused, not wasting your energy where it's not needed, not wasting your energy on things that isn't your Six of Wands victory and success, the position that you truly desire. Get focused, get clear. Begin to communicate in this way to others and those around you when you're showing up for interviews, when you're approaching, have you asked as well? You probably have, but just in where you're working now, even to sort of embody this Queen of Swords energy. There's a lot of clarity and a lot of discipline really with this Queen of Swords, and that will get you to where you want to be. So I hope that resonated. So guys, I think that everyone. Just going back to the list, I believe it is. Yes. So thank you so much for being here. Janavi, I really appreciate your help and for moderating, and for everyone else who helped out as well. You're welcome, Natasha. But wishing you the rest of the day to be a good day, a good evening, wherever you are. And thank you so much for joining me. I hope if you haven't subscribed already, please do consider subscribing. And I will see you again very soon, just so you'll be notified. If you subscribe as well, obviously you'll be notified when I do go live. And I'll just confirm that nearer the time. But wishing you all the best. Thanks, Jean. Thanks, Janavi. Thank you, everyone, so much. Love and light. Take care. See you soon.